All right, good morning, January 8th. Right off the bat, I want to thank everybody for the response from yesterday's video. I am pretty astounded, actually, and I appreciate that there seems to be people that really resonating with some of the stuff, and I just thank you. Please, please share, please subscribe. Please leave comments because I like interacting. A bunch of comments yesterday, and I really appreciate that. So, without any further ado, I'm really processing. I'm still trying to figure stuff out, and a lot of the comments I got yesterday was, what should we do now? Things are different, things have changed, and they are, and they have. And I fear the best thing to do is now to understand and gain wisdom from sources and people from the past. So I'm going to share two things. I'm going to try to be real brief today because it's Friday. I'm going to share one of my favorite speeches ever from Theodore Roosevelt. And if you've been listening the last several days, or you listen to our podcast, Flawedcast CLE, flawedinc.com. Please subscribe, please share that. But we talk about this a lot, and you end everything here, every daily vlog with this, the idea of get in the arena. So I'm going to share with you the portion of the Theodore Roosevelt speech from April 1910 called Citizenship in a Republic. This is the portion. It's called Man in the Arena. And I want these words to sink into everybody that's listening, everybody that needs some encouragement, everybody that needs just to hear some reassuring words from a leader. I feel like a man that, from my understanding of history and my study, is somebody who had some wisdom. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends himself in a worthy cause? Who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement? And who, at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be among those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Those cold and timid souls. I'm going to read a scripture here. This is Hebrews 12, starting in verse 1 from the New International Version. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Considered himself who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. So that you will not grow weary and lose heart. I personally see a great spiritual connection there. So I'm speaking in spiritual terms right now. There are decisions, there are circumstances, and there are consequences that we now, as Americans, I'd almost say, living behind enemy lines in a large degree. And if you listen to some of the rhetoric coming out from people in positions, especially in the Democratic Party, I'm not a partisan, but especially in the Democratic Party, how they now want to round up people who have opinions other than theirs. So what I'm saying is that it's easy to throw shade, it's easy to criticize, but it is the man in the arena. It is the one who tries valiantly. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, and that's what I want to say right now. There's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of recalibration, there's a lot of perspective. I believe everybody needs to get right now. There is a lot of denial that we need to shake off. And there needs to be a sobriety of the gravity of the situation that we are currently in. And that, more importantly, we are going to be moving forward in. I do nothing really but study history and look at politics and read things that most people would find incredibly boring because I'm a dork. But what I assure you is that when people speak, they usually mean what they say. And I think that through all the suspicion and all the the programming to kind of be weary of stuff, and I certainly am, I believe that people do speak what their intentions are. They broadcast it. And maybe further I can get into spiritual implications, exactly what that means. But trust me, when they're telling you this is goals, they are interested in demanding certain senators and congressmen that have a different opinion to be removed from public service forever. There's a lot of weight to that. There's a sobriety that needs to be understood, that we are now in times that are never in American history have we come across. So what I want to say is, briefly as I can, an ostrich can only stick their head in the sand for so long. Eventually they have to come up. So, as always, get in the arena, take some time, pray, get right with God, get your word. If you have time, read the Constitution. Well, it's still the Constitution, and get in the arena.